When I won,
Okay.
senior manager
Oh,
of the
no,
year.
no.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yeah.
It come with perks.
When I won the senior manager award, as I was coming back down from getting the award, Valder walked up to me and he hugged me so tight, beat me in my back. And he's like, "I love you, man." And he held me so tight. And I shared with him later on that day that was the first time a man ever hugged me and told me he loved me. That just because I didn't have a father in my home, I have to get out of that. But it's hard. I had to write up a proposal, what this group would look like, what I would like to benefit from this group, how would it be helpful for our department, for our programs. Submitted it over to Tina, and it was approved. We've had about five to six graduating classes.
For sure.
Of Fathers Matters, of dads that are really graduated the program, utilizing the Nurturing Fathers curriculum, which is an evidence-based practice.
Father is a key piece of the family, because a father being in the home, he leads by example. He's able to show his boys or girls how to become productive young people.
This is not a program. I want to assure you that if you continue, you need support. We're always going to be here serving the community.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day you'll be able to share your story, right? And how this group of men impacted you. I said because other men need to hear it, right?
Yes.
And that's really the motivation.
Fathers is always a second thought, because I've been doing this a long time. I've been at Starview going on 17 years. This is my 17th year, and like Mr. Kelly said, I think 60 to 70% of my cases, there's no father in the picture.
Historically, men were not looked upon as parents.
Sure.
Sure. as the nurturer
Right.
of a parenting.
Right, for sure.
Men was
For
always
sure.
looked upon as the provider.
Breadwinner. Right.
And so once the provider left the home, then the provider became the state.
Right.
So then there was so many things in play, right? Resources in play that pushed the fathers out of the community, that pushed the fathers out of the homes, because mother can't receive the resources from the state if father is in the home.
The system was really hard on men with the child support era, so it would make men go underground.
Yes.
If go off the grid.
No social,
if I'm earning $4,000 a month, so the expectation of me paying child support for my two kids by this lady, I got to fork up $1,300 of that $4,000. So that leaves a man with $2,700, and so he has his own stuff to take care of. And so at some point he just said, "Forget it, man. I can't do it."
You got the young generation fathers today, right? The Latino father who, from what we're seeing, is there's a disconnection between this generation and the hardworking generation Latino father, right? We have a lot of Latino fathers who are working 16, 18 hours a day, right? So now these kids that they've been raising with supporting, right? Now they're 18, 16, 17, and there's a full disconnection, right? And granted that, especially in Latino culture, I have to make a sacrifice, right? I'm going to sacrifice being at home so that you can have, a roof over your head, right? And now you got these younger generations, now they're fathers, right? And now it's like, wait, 18 hours, I don't want to work 18 hours a day. I don't want to be like my dad pushing a lawnmower, right, for 16 hours a day. I'm going to figure out a different hustle, right? Now I'm gonna look out for that easy money, right? But now here we see the cost, right? A father who did work 16, 17 hours a day, he can't connect with this 17, 18-year-old son who's being pulled in one direction on the fast money direction, right? And now it comes down to you look at incarceration, right, at a high rate. Because it's, at the end of the day, we as fathers, as husbands, but as men, we have to be the louder voice of influence in a world where there's a whole bunch of influencers, right?
That's right.
And men, so that's really
Yeah.
The little boy within, it's something that we talk about in our sessions is and we start off with no superheroes are welcome here, right? What does that mean? So we tell them, hey, leave your capes out the door, because this is where we're going to talk about what you went through, right? And it's interesting to know that all these men, though they come from different backgrounds, it's that one little man inside, right? It could be that one little angry man inside, you know, that little angry kid, that sad kid, that heartbroken kid that we too identify, right? And when that child within comes out, you begin to see where perhaps things went south in their family.
The example of men, you always see them as big and strong, but not being vulnerable. But as sometimes men, we become vulnerable. So it's extremely important what we do as men, you know, and don't ever feel like if I don't have a lot of money, or it's not always about the money, it's about the present.
That's right.
You have to be present.
We know that family dynamics change, right? But it's where that father figure, that man, that husband can provide some of these answers, especially in today's generation where you have young kids being pulled in different directions, right? The father can bring more of a, hey, look, this is how a man takes care of his responsibilities, right? More than just being a breadwinner.
I have a kid on my caseload. He's 18 now. He just turned 18, and he's been in the system since, last 6-7 years. Recently, I took him downtown on a Saturday to go to get fitted for a suit, and you should have seen his face light up. This is a picture.
Oh,
of him.
wow.
Ain't that amazing?
That is.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're just making a difference, not just in the community, but there's outside resources coming in, providing these extra assistance and help. Because what it boils back down to is the work that we're doing.
And so Peter is this technical dude, he breaks it down, blah, blah, blah. And so for the fathers to feel supported through that, Peter is really good at building these fathers up and letting them know it's okay.
Yes.
What you've been through, it's okay. We're working on what here and now. You can be the best man you can be right here and now.
I already heard, man, my baby mama, she's this, she's that. And I think just even that simple, hey, listen, what's her name?
That's right.
And well, I'm going to refer to her as such and such. The expectation is that you two, because at the end of the day, we do want to role model respect for women. I think in Fathers Matters, there's no, well, the facilitators don't show emotion. No. I mean, we're human beings, right?
That's right. That's
like
right.
when you're hearing this 38-year-old man tell the story about how his dad was his hero, and then cancer comes, rips his dad away, just like that. You're hearing a 38-year-old man and you're seeing him cry. That just grips you. There's no like, let me turn off the can. No, let me just cover my face.
Right.
You're crying with this man. Like, I'm only like processing this much of it.
Right.
This man has had to live with it.
Yes.
Then he talks about his mom, how his mom went after that. And now here he is, a single dad trying to raise these children that he's in, that he has. And he says, I don't know what to do.
Our vulnerability, not just the ability to understand. I always talk about, the role of the parent partners, that we bring something special, passion, compassion, and understanding. But we bring that also as fathers.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, and we don't try to come off as being perfect. We're very understanding, very empathetic, and it's safe. And fathers feel safe when they're in a group amongst men, like-minded men, that's going through the same thing. We have a Fathers Matters group that you can reach out to. You can reach out to a Peter or Calvin, myself, to make that introductory to that dad, to be a part of your team with you, to help assist you in engaging that father.